All right, the first video is Pedro Pascal, bro. He's been in the news for a lot of fucking things, and he's weird. It's like I'm like Pedro. I, I see you,
Superstar is Pedro Pascal, as he has been chosen as the leading man.
man. I used to fuck with Pedro before he got famous. Here's one thing about what I learned: if you're in too many movie roles, people are gonna stop liking you. It is how it is, bro. If you are in too many movie roles, people are gonna be like, oh, I hate keep seeing this motherfucker. It happened to a lot of actors, right? So like if I have you probably know big ass actors watching this, right? Fucking 99 no, like come on now. The only thing I really would say, right, is that if I was an actor, I will pick my role wisely. Right? Like like the like what's his name? Like the Dune actor, the head actor, right? Australian, right? That motherfucker. He's doing good. You barely seen him, right? But like, I used to be a fan before Pedro was big, bro. I'm a Narcos fan, motherfucker, guy, bro. I'm a Narcos fan. I was a fan of him during Narcos and during the Mandalorian. A lot of people forget, like before the Mandalorian, I'm gonna be honest, I did not know who the fuck was in the behind the helmet. And when it turned out it was Pedro, I'm like, what the fuck? Like I missed before when Pedro wasn't big, bro. Those were the time.
In 4 major films per year with no signs of slowing down. And while
Right.
most actors get roles for, well, incredible acting, Pedro seems to be securing roles for other reasons. The 50
What
year
do you
old
mean?
has been labeled as
What do
the
you mean? Hey. He may be. There may be something going on with him, but he's a great actor, bro. Look at him in Narcos. Look at him in Games of Thrones. Look at him in that Nick Cage movie I went to see High with a bitch, yo. That was fucking amazing, right? He is a good fucking
perfect
actor.
representation of modern masculinity, having a rugged, sexy exterior, but also a soft, gentle, and kind soul who appreciates women in a way that most other men seemingly can't.
And they're going to have you introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails
Oh,
first.
yes, of course.
They're
You
very
like?
nice. Yeah, they're very beautiful. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
He has even been labeled the quote,
Die,
daddy
bro.
of the internet, a title that he happily accepts.
But you know,
Die,
it's a
bro.
state of mind. You know what I'm saying? I'm your daddy.
And as if he couldn't be any more of a heartthrob, he is being praised for bravely using his platform to speak on sensitive political issues.
A lot of people think
I
he's gay.
I, I want people to be safe and to be protected.
Joaquin Phoenix. What movie is this?
And I want very much to live on the right side of history.
Pedro Pascal has checked all the boxes to be considered a modern-day Hollywood superstar, but others are not exactly hyped on his dominance. Pascal
Nope.
fatigue is starting to kick in,
Yes,
and opposers are pointing
that's
out
what
that he
I'm
may just be the
talking.
newest product of Disney's over-manufactured celebrity machine. Less about
That's what I'm doing, bro. It's now like he's in every fucking movie, and when he went to the fan, like it's just like it's fucked, man. It's fucked. I miss when he wasn't that big, when he was in low key roles. Like not Mandalorian's now low key like role, but you know what I mean when he was in every fucking thing.
talent and more about aligning with their social vision for the future. And just like every other celebrity that gets this much praise this fast, he feels like a ticking time bomb. And that same level of obsession that boosted him up might also be what eventually destroys him.
It's already
Pedro Pascal
happening.
was a failing actor for 20 years, surviving off the royalties from one television episode appearance in 1999. He said, "We're talking about being able to see a doctor, getting sick, having surgery, paying my rent. I had less than $7 in my bank account, and a residual from Buffy the Vampire Slayer showed up and saved the day, and literally is the reason I was able to stay in Hollywood and
That's
not give
crazy.
up.
How
For 2
much were they
decades, he
making
was
in
just
Buffy?
another background face, never the star, and definitely not a known name in Hollywood. At
Till
36 years old,
Narcos.
Pedro Pascal was living paycheck to paycheck, seriously considering if it was time to give it all up and explore something else. And then he got a role that would drastically change his life.
Games of Thrones, right? Yeah.
absolutely dominated TV for almost almost a decade.
His
and season
character
4
was
is where it
fucking
seriously
amazing.
peaked. You couldn't go to school, your job, or a local bar without someone saying the phrase, "Winter is coming." So when Pedro got the role of Oberyn the Viper Martell, he knew
He was-
millions
yeah.
around the world were going to tune in.
That was a good role too. Yeah, he got fucking he got fucked up, man. And the funny
Much
thing,
like the
he's
roles he secured
barely
in the past, this
was in the whole
character was only
season.
going to last a few episodes.
Yeah.
Before the audience could truly get to know the Viper on a deeper level, the Mountain, a massive and brutal knight, would
fucked him
manhandle
up.
him, gouge his eyes out, and crush his skull. But somehow, Pascal managed to turn this short appearance into one of the most memorable Game of Thrones episodes of all time. One of the best duels in the entire series. Loved Oberyn's confidence. It's been 11 years, I'm still recovering from this scene. However, it wasn't just this fight that fans loved. Pascal brought a natural charisma to the role. He pulled off a unique combination of elegance and aggression that perfectly fit the part, as well as the undertones of the character's sexual orientation without overdoing it. Pedro said, "He was dangerous. I'm not dangerous, but I have a sharp nose. I will probably be playing bad guys forever because of my face." There was something so sexy about the character. I loved stepping into
I
that
fuck with that
fantasy. One of the
character.
things that the creators told me was just by mention of his bisexuality, there was a flamboyance the actors started to attribute to the character in their auditions. That never occurred to me. He seemed so male to me. The fact that he was bisexual had nothing to do with his exterior persona. Pedro was very artistically motivated, which is on par for an actor first breaking into mainstream Hollywood after years of grinding. He was just grateful to be included, letting the work speak for itself. I actually found this old interview clip where he seemingly stopped himself from saying something he might later regret.
Wait, what?
I would have, if I had to, I had a really, really great time playing this character.
And because of his professionalism, over the next 3
What he
years,
was gonna say?
Pascal was getting jobs thrown at him left and right, playing heroes and complicated characters seeking justice by any means necessary. He got the chance to work with Matt Damon in The Great Wall, played the
I remember that
lovable
movie.
American Secret Service member.
Oh
Whiskey
yeah!
in
I
Kingsman.
totally forgot he was in this movie too, bro. I fucking forgot he was in this fucking movie too. Holy shit, man, bro. Pedro is like in a lot of movies you probably didn't know he was in. I totally forgot.
On The Golden Circle, and arguably got
Yeah.
his second biggest role after
Narcos.
GOT, which was starring in the Netflix show Narcos.
That's how I got to know Pedro, bro. I watched Narcos when it released, bro. One of my favorite shows on Netflix, fucking amazing. And that's how I got put on to Pedro, bro, from Narcos. I'm like, oh, this man kind of good. Who is this guy?
As Javier Pena, a DEA agent hunting for Pablo Escobar. Pedro was quickly becoming a Hollywood favorite, and like most modern Hollywood actors, he ever so slightly began to make casual conversations political. On his Instagram, he posted comics about right-wing extremists, demanded action against firearms in America, and made comments about foreign affairs, such as sharing doodles about how it was a big mistake for Britain to leave the European Union, or when he criticized the actual DEA after playing a role as a DEA agent.
You know, it was weird
That's
because,
crazy.
like I said, I'm from Chile, and I am a child of socialist political refugees. We are very, very liberal, and I can't seem to shake the feeling amongst the DEA because, I mean, I don't want to accuse them of being conservative, but
But he wasn't necessarily
I'll be honest, I don't know shit about fucking politics. I don't know what liberal is. I don't know what conservative is. Yo, I thought conservative is that you pick both sides, bro. I thought conservative is like you don't pick his sides.
on an all-out crusade
cooked
to
with that.
associate politics with his work. He still had a brand to build, and he really started developing a fan base through his interviews, like this one with Chelsea Handler. This interview was
Haven't
supposed to
seen
be
that.
about him, but fans loved how he
Haven't seen any interviews about him with him. All I've seen is his TV shows, and it stopped there. I'm not like one of those. The only time I see an interview from an actors if the movie they're coming up is I'm hyped for it. Like the last one, personally for me, that I looked at reviews, like the interviews were Thunderbolts. That was the last one, and that was it. Like the only interviews I had to like, oh, let me search up these interviews, right, about the movie was Thunderbolts because I was hyped about Thunderbolts, right? But I didn't give a fuck about read about F1, Superman. It was So like I rarely even go to look interviews, and no offense, but I hate late night talk shows. I just feel like they're so scripted. I don't. It's just I don't know. I don't like them.
He sat
So
back and seemingly got more enjoyment out of her discussing her personal projects and crazy stories.
So I did one, Chelsea Does Marriage was my first one, which is all about my personal feelings about marriage and exploring with my family. It was very personal. It was like talking to my ex-boyfriends, talking to people who've been married for like 65 years, talking to people who were in
65 days.
yeah, 65 days exactly. For people who are in like a throuple relationship, like two women and a man that like operate as a couple.
What?
It's called a throuple. That's a thing now.
Pascal's body language and
Two
soft
women and
responses fed
what?
into the idea that he was this sensual, calm, and attractive person, and the fans loved it. He has a really hot voice. When he says, "Yeah, geez, my ovaries, this man,
What the
this
hell?
is what a real man looks like." And this
What
is where the
the
roots of
hell?
Pascal
What
mania
the
really started
hell?
to emerge in the press.
That's
The media ran
crazy.
with the narrative that he was a new sexual icon and that he was an example of positive masculinity in a world full of toxic masculinity. He was boasted as what women craved and what men should aspire to be, and his newfound popularity commanded another wave of huge film opportunities, like landing the title role in Disney's The Mandalorian in 2019. That show didn't just pull in Star Wars fans, it brought in over 100 million Disney Plus
To be fair, he never showed his face, so like half the audience probably didn't know it was him under there.
subscribers and won 14 Emmys across its first 2 seasons.
This is the only time he ever released his face. This is like you could count the number of time you actually see his face. This is probably the 4th time. The first one in season 1 was towards the end of the season where the robot lifted up to heal him and lift it up. So only one time you saw his face in season 1. In season 2, this is the only time you saw his face. In season 3, no. Season 2, you saw him 2 times? Yeah, you saw him 2 times. My fault. You saw his face 2 times. Because he had to do an undercover mission, had to take off the mask. And this was the 3rd time. And then I don't think he ever took off again, so.
Pedro's quiet, masked performance was suddenly being called iconic. Then came Wonder Woman 1984,
Horrible.
the unbearable weight of
Oh, that's a movie. W movie. The other Wonder Woman was ass. Nobody saw that. This movie was fucking amazing, fucking hilarious.
massive
10
talent
out of 10.
alongside Nicolas Cage and massive buzz around HBO's
Yeah.
The Last of Us
I noticed he's in a lot of good TV shows. He's like one of those actors who really become famous from TV shows. That's rare. Like Game of Thrones, Narcos, Mandalorian, like his TV shows are probably what give him 100% before Fantastic Four, because now he's gonna be Avenger Doomsday. That's biggest movie of all, and the Secret Wars. You know, talk about that. But before that, he was probably making more money off his TV shows and probably getting more fame with his TV shows than his movies, and that's kind of crazy.
series, which premiered in
Cause like think about it, Last of Us, big gaming and TV show with Narcos, big show, Mandalorian, come on now, and Games of Thrones.
early 2023. That show pulled in over 30 million viewers across platforms in its first few weeks.
I
becoming
haven't
one of
watched it.
HBO's most successful series debuts since Game of Thrones. It seemed
I'll be honest, I haven't watched it. I never played the game, so I never watched it. I don't really
like,
care.
no matter what type of project Hollywood greenlit, they found a way to slot Pedro in. Big budget superhero movies, moody post-apocalyptic dramas, indie short films, romantic
What the fuck?
comedies. He was everywhere all at once.
I heard that movie was
Media dubbed
ass.
it the year of Pedro Pascal. By the start of 2023, Variety, GQ, Vanity Fair all ran features praising his rise from struggling actor to A-list star. He was being nominated for Golden Globes, Critics' Choice Awards, and there was even some Oscar talk surrounding his name. But I would be seriously lying to you if I said that much of fans' conversation surrounding Pedro was about his phenomenal acting. It was more about his image, what he represented, because Pascal had a few specific qualities that made him the perfect modern male superstar in Hollywood. Actors used to be slightly mysterious. They had odd personalities that
There
gave
they
them
go.
an interesting aura. Now they post themselves doing TikTok dances because, well, they're just like you, and they love TikTok, just like you. The modern Hollywood star is constantly trying to seem relatable
There you go,
and
Tim
down
and
to
Shadi,
earth
yeah.
because social media has slowly dismantled the value of a celebrity. Social media has opened the door door for actual normal people to have influence, to have fans, to make money by entertaining others. And it turns out you don't have to have this overly glamorous life to have millions of followers. You can just be a normal person with a camera and a good idea. It seems like Hollywood has taken note of this and wants all of the benefits that come with the appeal of a regular person with influence and hope that you ignore their multi-million-dollar homes, exclusive parties, supercars, high fashion, PDF file allegations, and all other
What the fuck?
Alright, that was too much. But it's hard to blame them for doing this when
Hey, that's
it
crazy,
clearly
Joe.
works.
Fucking
We've
tell me
entered a
after
phase
that.
in entertainment where an actor's online personality actually generates more interest in their films from fans. A quick search of Pedro Pascal online and you will get seemingly endless content that describes him as a chaotic ray of sunshine, the funniest man alive, or
Daddy
being
is
a
saying
living meme, or restoring their faith in men. And because of this, interviews
That's
of him
crazy.
almost always have a segment devoted to teasing him in an erotic and awkward way. Like when Pascal was interviewed about his role in Disney's Mandalorian, reading a comment sexualizing his literal knee.
Tell us about your slutty little knee? What are you talking about?
What the hell?
What do you mean?
And while the whole
That's
Hollywood
crazy, bro.
heartthrob
That's
thing
fucking
is nothing
crazy.
new, some people are beginning to wonder if this is all forced, feeling that it almost seems like he and Hollywood are campaigning to build him up to be something more than he actually is. For Pascal,
What do you mean?
almost every interaction he has feels perfectly manufactured for social media virality. He responds to heartfelt questions with a little stutter.
Maybe he's the first ever fucking streamer. He's yo, Pedro is the first ever fucking celebrity fucking clip farmer, bro. You gotta respect it, bro. Is a celebrity clip farmer. That's
Places his
crazy.
head in his hand and does not break eye contact when other women are telling their stories. Like he's charmed by every word they say. And there are long compilations where he stops discussing his movies to take a look at the woman's painted nails.
Let's see what you got. What you got?
What do you think?
Oh, they're gorgeous and glowy. That's a beautiful. It's like cotton candy with the sparkle. They're gorgeous.
Thank you. And I'm gonna have you.
Yo, that would me. Yo, let me see your fingernails. I don't give a fuck about them. I would be like, yeah, let me see it. Wow. You know, no, you know what? I would be like, oh, yeah, let me see how your nails looking. Wow. Fucking ugly.
Introduce yourself.
Let's see your nails
Oh
first.
yes, of course.
They're very
Right?
nice. Yeah, they're very.
Nah, they're fucking ugly. Like, honestly, I would have said that. Fuck it. They're all snowball. Like they're all the celebrities could be like, wow, they're so nice. I'm gonna be a celeb to be like, you know what? Nah, they're ugly, bro. Pack it up. Give me a new interviewer, bro. Give me a new interviewer, bro. These nails are ugly.
Beautiful. You're
Thank you.
welcome.
I appreciate it. Okay, especially food. Anyway.
Can I just say one thing? That
Yes.
your nails, they bring out the color in your eyes. I'm not trying to
Can you
flirt, but it's so into. I've been kind of obsessing with everybody's. But you did that on purpose.
I
didn't
did
you?
that on purpose.
It
How
really
did I
works.
know?
It's very, very
It's
good.
because I bought this weird, really amazing metal ring, and
Oh,
I
it's a
needed to
great-
find something to
It's
go
a
with it.
great color.
That's awesome. Hey, thanks.
Thank you so much. And as a fan of your nails, I would like you to show them to me.
Yo,
please.
holy shit.
Oh, come on, please.
And look, I'm one to appreciate some good nails. Just look at my fiance's. Now those are nice nails. Pedro
What are we
Pascal
doing
have a
now?
fu-
What are we
stroke.
what the fuck are we doing
If
now,
he
bro?
saw
Who
these
gives a
with the
fuck about
ladies just
nails?
handing out compliments to anyone
Who the
with
fuck are we? Yo, what's going on now? We got nails fetish now? We got fucking nails fetish
the
up in here?
weak-ass paint
Like,
job.
what are
The
we
point
doing?
is, he might appreciate some good nails, but the way he appreciates them comes across
What
as
are we
gay
doing,
best
bro?
friend performative for social media virality. And just for clarity, he is not gay. But Pascal
Is
made
he
it
not?
clear that he liked the positive attention he was receiving, particularly with being called the daddy of the internet.
So what are you? Are you the daddy of the internet? What's internet daddy?
Me.
Yeah, you are.
It got to a point where seemingly every interview he did, they brought up this daddy of the internet thing, and he was embracing it.
You know you're the daddy of the internet, right?
I call Pedro Pascal a dilf and think he's my cool, slutty father.
What?
Yep. I am your cool, slutty daddy.
When he took this lie detector test with Vanity Fair, he tried to tell them that he didn't see himself as a Hollywood heartthrob, only to be caught in a lie immediately after.
Do you think you're a heartthrob?
I don't think
He's
I'm-
lying.
Really? That's right. Oh, yes, I am. Yes, I'm a heartthrob. Am I lying? That's the truth. I'm a heartthrob.
Is it a lot of pressure being a heartthrob?
No.
Do you ever look at Instagram accounts devoted to you being a heartthrob when you're feeling down?
Yes, I do.
That's crazy. That's crazy. That's fucking crazy. I knew he was gonna say yes. Yo, they set him up with that. I'm not gonna lie. They set him up with that question, but
perceived as
that's
something
crazy.
silly. It's hard for him to have humility when he literally spends his time consuming content that is praising him. And since he knows exactly what people want by studying fan accounts, he seemingly will also clip farm during his interviews.
Hey, I
because
told
he
you,
knows how much his
he
fans
is the
love their
third to
internet
Levelly
daddy.
Crip
For
Farmer.
this man, Oscar Isaac.
I'm a bigger daddy than him. I'm older than him. Although he's a real daddy. He's got kids and I don't. But daddy is a state of mind, you know what I'm saying?
That's
I'm a
crazy.
daddy.
It's hard to argue against Pascal leaning into this image that he has been given for his own gain. I mean, it's just smart business at this point, but it starts to beg the question of how much is genuine and how much is performance for his mostly female fan base. Even Pascal's obsessed and loyal fans felt like they were getting the "we must sexualize and obsess over Pascal" narrative shoved down their throats. One fan said, "It was cute at first, but I think reporters have taken it too far. It's a lazy way to try to get a soundbite. Interview him. Don't just talk at him about a kink and expect him to respond. I don't promote anything calling him daddy anymore. It's like you took a bite of cake and thought it was good and now it's being smashed in your face." But among his fans, this was not the popular opinion. The positive press was working, and Pedro quite literally started dominating Hollywood. Within a single year, he was starring in HBO's The Last of Us, which wrapped its record-breaking first season in March. Less than a month later, season 3 of The Mandalorian premiered. That's 2 lead roles on 2 of the biggest streaming platforms in the world running simultaneously. Then he was cast as Mr. Fantastic in Marvel's Fantastic Four reboot. Full
and that
superhero
just-
franchise commitment
yeah.
on top of everything else. In
Bum,
between all of
bum,
that, he took
bumpin'.
roles in Ari Aster's
fuck?
film Eddington, Ridley Scott's Gladiator sequel, the highly anticipated crime drama Drive Away Dolls,
What the
multiple
fuck?
projects filming back to back, overlapping press tours, award show appearances. At one point in 2024, Pedro was working on 4 different major productions at once,
That's
bouncing
crazy.
between London, Los Angeles, and Morocco. To put
What
it into
the
perspective,
fuck,
most
man?
A-list actors take on 1 or 2 major roles per year, 3 if
4
they're
is
grinding. Pedro was attached to
crore.
at least 7 confirmed film and TV
I totally forgot about Gladiator 2. I totally forgot that motherfucker was. Did that come out this year? Did that come out this year too? I think it did. Oh, but still, when did it come out? In under a year, bro had Gladiator, Fantastic Four. I know I'm missing more. Last of Us, and there's one more. I feel like there's one more big movie he was in, but still, the fact that he was in all those big ass movies, and also he was in fucking that fucking shitty ass movie.
projects between 2023
Romance
and
movie is
2025,
crazy.
and that's not even counting
Materialist,
voice work
there
or
we go.
cameos. His agent even admitted in a Variety interview that they were turning down 10 to 20 scripts a month just to manage his schedule. And yet,
Yeah.
for fans scrolling through social media, it seemed like Pedro was somehow always available, always charming, always present in interviews, always asking about others' nails. He was being propped up as the cultural icon of the 2020s,
Yeah.
and I personally witnessed the effects of that in real life. A few weeks ago, my fiance and I were eating lunch in this really cramped restaurant where all the tables were side by side, and next to us was a young woman who was finishing up her meal, and then the waiter came over and asked her if she wanted dessert. She said, "No, I'm saving room for popcorn at the movies," before saying that she was going to see Materialists. And the waiter was like, "Oh, is that the movie where..." And you could tell he tried to explain the plot, but he didn't really know like what the movie was about. As he was like stumbling through his explanation of the plot, the girl literally just cuts him off and says, "Honestly, I don't know what the movie's about, but I'm just going to see Pedro Pascal." And I was thinking about doing a video about Pedro Pascal, but that was really the moment where I realized that I had to.
That's
because I
crazy.
thought it was extremely interesting that a woman in her early 20s was going to the movies by herself on a Saturday, not
That's
because she was
crazy.
interested in the movie, but just because she wanted
That's
to see
crazy. By
Pedro
herself is
Pascal. And
crazy.
I can't help but feel like this type of notoriety in our modern social media climate is like a ticking time bomb. The
What
longer
do you mean?
Pedro stays on top, the more he risks becoming everything the internet loves to tear down. Overhyped, overexposed, and maybe worse,
It's already
a fraud.
happening.
And nothing
It's
will
already
bring on the
happening.
hate train faster than when an actor shifts the conversation.
It's already happening with the anxiety shit. It already happened. Now everybody thinks he's
from
a
their
creep.
acting to their political views. But the
That
first
shit already
indication
happened.
of a shift against Pedro Pascal was when fans noticed he had a habit
Yeah,
of
there we
constantly
go.
touching and caressing his co-stars,
Yeah.
particularly when this clip went viral of him grabbing Vanessa Kirby's hand. Now, Pedro has said multiple
That's
times in
crazy.
the past that he suffers from anxiety, and whoever posted this video said that grabbing someone's hand will help calm his nerves. And even if this were not true, it's clear that Vanessa is
That's
consenting to
crazy.
this as she looks back and grabs his hand. But outside
That's
of
crazy.
this situation,
That's crazy,
he
bro.
definitely likes to grab women's hands, kiss hands, and maybe even run his fingers through their hair. Now, we don't know what types of relationships he has with these women behind the scenes. Obviously, we would strongly assume that they're friends, or maybe even more than friends. But if he was not this Hollywood heartthrob or exuding soft and safe feminine energy, they would call him creepy, or that he has where my hug at energy. And it's already starting to happen.
Yo,
This
it-
post
he
went
dead ass
extremely
does.
viral of Pedro posing with the cast of Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
that
if I
read,
saw
"If
him-
I saw another man holding my pregnant wife like that, someone is getting a black eye and some broken teeth." To which commenters sarcastically replied, "It's okay, he's gay and has social anxiety. His hand is just above her ass to keep him from having a panic attack. Don't be insensitive." Now, Pedro and Vanessa are married in the film, so perhaps they are being affectionate to help sell the movie. But
No,
in real
what?
life, they are
Ew,
not together.
no. Even ew. No, Pat. No, Pat. That should not be any sort towards the defense. Just cause it's a movie. Like, oh, so what? No, that's just a downhill fucking place you could go. It's no, ew, fuck that.
And Vanessa is having a baby with her current boyfriend. However,
Yeah, that's
Pedro
crazy.
and Vanessa being
That's crazy.
touchy-feely is not exactly new and have
That's crazy, bro. That like that. Now that's crazy, bro. I don't know how I can't. I cannot marry a fucking actress. Like bro. Like it's like come on now, bro. Like look what happened with fucking. Was it? Who was it? Fuck. Who recently was in drama because of something like this? The Superman fucking actor. When it's just. I may make a video
really
about
been
that,
doing
but
it
like.
for the build-up of this film. But what really set off the Pedro Pascal opposition was after Donald
What the
Trump's
fuck?
re-election in 2024. Pedro became more noticeably vocal, posting an underlined quote
Duh.
on Instagram that said, "Anger restores the gift of clarity of vision, which is hard
I
to
was so
attain
confused.
in any other state." And from here, he refused to stay silent anymore, frequently posting about global affairs and gender rights, going as far as attacking his fan base if they disagreed with him. Someone said, "You are my favorite actor. I'm unfollowing you. BS." He said, "No," sarcastically. Another fan said, "Man, you were my favorite actors until this." He said, "That's too bad. Wait, no, I don't give a shit." And even though he was getting some pushback,
That's
he
crazy.
mostly was getting praised for unapologetically
Bro was standing on
vocalizing his
his
political
business.
opinions, specifically in support of his transgender sister, Lux Pascal. In April of 2025, the UK Supreme Court ruled that trans women should not be recognized as women, and one of the supporters of this decision was J.K. Rowling, who felt that feminism didn't apply to transgender people in the forms of sharing bathrooms
That's
and
crazy,
private
bro.
spaces. On her
That's
yacht,
crazy.
she posted a photo of her celebrating the outcome. The backlash against J.K. Rowling was
That's
enormous,
crazy.
although for some it's unsurprising since she has a history of being extremely controversial. Pascal
That's
fired back
crazy.
at her saying, "Awful, disgusting shit is exactly right. Heinous loser behavior." And in a Vanity Fair cover, he doubled down by calling her a bully. The one thing that I would say I agonized over a little bit was just, am I helping? I want to protect the people I love, but it goes beyond that. Bullies make me effing sick. Rowling seemed pretty unfazed and provided a sarcastic reply to him. "Can't say I feel very shut down, but keep at it, Pedro. God loves a trier." And regardless of a person's political affiliation, defending your family from the digital mob is a perfectly normal reaction.
Well, so
But
we're
once
defending
Pedro
J.K.
started
Rowling
speaking in
now, huh?
interviews about his political positions, it started to come across as performative, like when he was promoting a movie called Eddington at the Cannes Film Festival and started discussing the mass deportations in America.
I want people to be safe and to be protected, and I want very much to live on the right side of history. And I'm an immigrant. My parents are refugees from Chile. I myself was a refugee. We fled a dictatorship, and I was privileged enough to grow up in the U.S. and and after asylum in Denmark. And if it weren't for that, I don't know what would have happened to us. And so I stand by those protections always. I'm too afraid of your question. I hardly remember what it was.
To have millions of dollars and be terrified to live in America. Oh, the humanity. It's ironic because the man sitting next to him, Joaquin Phoenix, came from being raised dirt poor in a cult and forced to be a performer on the streets of South America by his irresponsible parents. Pedro comes from an extremely wealthy Chilean family, and this comment isn't totally inaccurate. Pedro's mother was related to the nephew of former Chilean president Salvador Allende. Pedro's parents were supporters of Allende's socialist government, but after the 1973 military coup, they felt they could have a target on their back and moved to America. Pedro wasn't even 1 year old at the time, so he doesn't remember being a refugee. Pedro's mother Veronica was a child psychologist, and his father was a fertility doctor. They lived very comfortable in America.
Yeah, he
Pedro
looks
Pascal
exactly
does
like
this
his
little
dad.
like, ooh, he's so baby girl. Ooh, he's so socially anxious. Ooh, he's so darling sort of body language thing, and he carries it with him everywhere he goes. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm not buying it. I think Pedro Pascal has risen quite a bit as far as his heartthrob status to like playing into this like baby girl, meek, socially anxious sort of lean, and I don't think it's real.
And with the negative press slowly beginning to rise,
Yeah.
previous fans
Yeah,
are now
who-
laying out their complaints about this 10-year push for Pascal, refusing the idea that he is a sign of positive masculinity or even a good general example for how someone should behave at 50 years old.
Recently, there was a video of him simulating an act at a Last of Us rap party, I think it was, and that was caught on camera. Now,
What
my
the hell?
problem with
What
that
the hell?
is that Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr., it's really his movie, but the heroic
Nice.
leading man is
Robert
going to be Pedro
Downey, yeah.
Pascal. And I don't think that that is appropriate to do publicly when you are supposed to be the
What?
face of this family brand all of a sudden.
Even ideologically aligned news outlets like The Telegraph
What?
have started to change their tune.
What did this
from
dumb bitch
overwhelming-
say?
Movie, but the
Hey, I
young
already
man
agree a lot
who I
Pedro
think it
Pascal
was, and
did.
it was caught on camera.
Cause he does this shit. Like what, bro? Bro, come on now, bro. Not even come on now. Who gives a fuck, right? Who gives a fuck? We're not going to like that. Got me tight, bro. You're not going to watch Doomsday for Pedro. You're at like his character is Reed Richards. That's what you're going to watch. Reed Richards fighting fucking Doomsday and the X-Men. Who gives a fuck what he does? Like, what?
Camera. Now, my problem with that is that Pedro Pascal is the leading man for a Disney family property, Fantastic Four. We also hear that he is going to be the leading man of Doomsday. Robert Downey Jr., it's really his movie, but the heroic leading man is going to be Pedro Pascal. And I don't think that that is appropriate to do publicly when you are supposed to be the
Dance?
face of this family brand.
You
all
don't
of
think
a
it's
sudden.
appropriate to fucking dance? Yo, it's crazy now. We're living in the end
Even
times, bro.
ideologically aligned news outlets like The Telegraph have started to change their tune, from overwhelming support to posting headlines like, "The star who could have Hollywood at his feet if Disney can get him to shut up." There's even been a phrase developed for this situation. It's called Pascal fatigue. Now, it is evident that the people who are sort of loudly rejecting Pedro Pascal's dominance are mostly right-wing or the anti-woke Hollywood crowd. But even
Yeah.
neutral parties can recognize that he is just kind of a status quo Hollywood
He's
product.
just-
He is the safe option. A little bit of everything.
He's just in everything, bro. It's the same thing that almost kind of happened with Zendaya, bro. Nobody want to see you in every single fucking movie. There's millions and millions. I love when James Gunn, literally, one thing I love what James Gunn did in his Superman movie is that he pretty much casted all people in Superman. It's pretty much unknown. Like all the top roles, Superman, unknown actor. Nobody knew who the fuck he is before Superman. The girl, Rachel, right? Right, Rachel, right? That's her name. Who cares? Lois Lane, right? Nobody knew who she was, right? Mr. Terrific, right? So many. What James Gunn does, he casts unknown actors into these roles, right? Because then you avoid the problem that, oh, I'm watching this movie because of Pedro Pascal. Right? That's happened with Mr. Fantastic. The only person who watched the movies is because I'm watching because Pedro Pascal. You're watching Superman for fucking Superman. Because the movie Superman, because the world. Not because the actor who plays it. And that's what James Gunn does so fucking perfectly. That's what he does so perfectly that Marvel has been kind of fucking up, bro. Marvel was doing so good when they cast lesser known actors because you're not going to the movie to watch the actor. You're going to watch the movie because the movie. Because the character, not the actor. And that was James Gunn is fucking doing it, and I love that. I really do love that.
Thing. A little bit of color, a little bit of talent, a little bit of class, a little bit feminine, a little bit masculine.
That's all, right? Yeah, he's a man things you know couldn't care if he never had a smartphone, man. Yeah, I'll take Canaro. Yeah, honestly, the man went from being broke on okay. Hey, hey, hey. This crow, the man, they build you up to just to tear you down. Yo, what? Hey, Green Goblin speech. Hey, bro.
I chose my path, you chose
Hey.
the way of the hero. And they found you amusing for a while.
Hey.
The people of this city. But the one thing they love more than a hero is to see a hero fail, fall, die trying. In spite of everything you've done for them, eventually they will hate you. Why bother?
Hey, that's pretty much what they're trying to do with him. They build him up. It can't seem to be agreeing with this. Yes, she's chill. What is the controversy even about? Yeah, it really is, bro. It, yeah, it's been a while since I've been just a fourth. Yeah, it's like we're like people. It's honestly just people are they're like it's a lot of envy people. A lot of people tired of seeing him. Like I also am tired of seeing him in every fucking role. But like, it's hard because like, are you gonna say no to millions of dollars and to be in a movie? You know, so I get it, but I also don't get it. Like he's not doing anything wrong. It's like, oh, there's other people who's doing worse and they're going by. It's just weird. But it is true. The same thing. It's like when you become big, like that's one thing off the streaming thing. Like I don't want to ever become Kai Cenat, Ada Ross big. You know, I just feel like that's just so much. That's just so much pressure, so much everything. I'd rather have a little fame. That's it. You know, like I'd rather be a showbiz, like someone who knows, like people know the athletes like that. That's my choice. If I have a choice, like what, how big are you going to get? I'll take the showbiz a little bit bigger than that. Like know the fighters, know that. I don't want to go mainstream. That's one thing I want to never do. Go mainstream. But yeah. And then what do you think?